Hello and welcome everyone to another Iceberg Twitch stream. I am Surtur and joining me today is Mariella. Hello Mariella.
Hi Surtur, hi everyone, I'm Mariella, I'm Iceberg Interactive's new PR manager. Dawn of Andromeda is my first big release with Iceberg Interactive. And I actually haven't had a chance yet to play it. So Surtur here is going to go through all the motions to show me what it's all about, and also of course showing you what it's all about.
Exactly, so like Mariella said, we're playing Dawn of Andromeda. The game was just released out of early access yesterday with quite a big release. So if you have any questions on the game, drop them here in the chat. We'll try and answer them. You can also find more information if you click the banner below. The game is for sale now on Steam and various other digital platforms. So we're gonna jump into a game. This is a real-time 4X space strategy game, so with a lot of content in it, and we're just gonna jump in, create our own race, and
Yes.
have some fun.
Get conquering.
Okay, so there are two modes when you start the game. We got the custom era and an era and a custom game. The eras are like pre-made scenarios. We're not gonna dive into those right now, but they're great to start from, and they're a great first-time playing option. We're going to do a custom game and make our own game completely from scratch. Right, so the first thing we're going to do right here is to select the race we're going to be playing as. There are several races that come with the game, and each have their own different character traits and some exclusive technologies, and as a result their own different playing style. So we got the Terran Union, we have the Kelzor Federation, the Anan Commonwealth, the Oralith Confederation, the Atheist Conglomerate, the Scythen Collective, the Drekka's Order, and the Ulkar Republic. Now, of course, we're also able to create our very own type of aliens, and that's what we're going to do right here together with you. So let's create a custom race, and the first thing you will have to do is choose the appearance of the race. We can see here a number of different ones. Is there anyone that particularly catches your fancy?
What's the blue orb?
So the blue orb is like a ball of energy. It's
That's
an alternative type. It's an alternative type of life form that can definitely create a civilization.
Right, interesting. And that one?
This one right here, I am not quite sure what it is he has in on the back right there. It looks heavy.
It looks powerful.
It looks powerful as well. Yes, definitely.
And the pink lady?
So we have the pink lady right here. She looks a bit scary. I think she has a pair of extra eyes.
Yeah, I
might
think
be
she has
useful.
4 eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah, might be useful looking for all the planets to conquer, stuff like that.
exactly.
And the one below, I can't actually see a face. The one below the lady?
Yes, so the I think the mouth is right over here. These are the teeth, I think.
Wait.
But it's definitely big and it looks heavy as well.
I can just choose one?
Yeah, pick one, whichever.
I'm actually thinking of the big blue orb.
Okay, we're gonna do the big blue orb.
The energy
right here.
race.
We have to pick a name for the race. So, have you thought of something or?
Iceberg orbs?
Iceberg orbs.
Ice orbs?
We are the ice orbs. So we're not balls of energy, we're balls of ice.
Yes.
It has been decided. This is now official lore. Okay, next we have to choose our choose our appearance. We have to pick our flag or a symbol. So there are a couple of pre-mades right here. We assume that modders will start adding in their own. And we can pick a color. So what type of color shall we go for?
Should we go with, well, I think blue is the most appropriate, of course.
Right, so
Right.
we go for a
Yeah,
shade
bit
of blue.
navy, yeah.
Yep.
Lovely.
And we can choose one of the emblems right here that we want to represent us.
I like the DNA strand, like in the top right. Yeah.
Yeah, works for you?
works for
Okay,
me.
it works for you, it works for me.
It's my aesthetic now.
Alright, next we have to choose our ship style. So there are a couple of different styles for your ship you can choose from. The AI will use different styles as well. Which ships represent our orbs the best?
I think the one below left.
This one over here?
Yeah, it looks like it has a big orb in the middle. Can probably shoot out us.
All right, we're gonna go for that. Next, you can add the description for your race. We're not gonna dive into that right now, but you know, it's not, you're not just making it for this game. If you jump into the game, and next time it will be there as well, and you will be able to pick it immediately. Then we have to set the ideal planet type. What type of planet do we like to dwell on with our ice orbs?
Ice
Planets,
Ice.
of course. That makes a lot of sense. And next, we have to dive into a bit deeper because we have to pick our traits. So traits are like defining characteristics of your specific race. We have to pick 5 of them, and we have 2 points to spend. There are some positive traits that cost points and some negative ones that give you more points. So we have to pick a nice balance. They're all different kinds of traits. There are stuff that help you with diplomacy, like being a loyal ally or being a great negotiator. There's stuff that helps you with technology, such as being very technocratic. With industry, being specifically or essentially hard workers. There's stuff with food, culture, prosperity. So you want to be a hardworking nation, you want to be a farming nation.
Probably a hardworking nation, but I'm actually wondering, you can choose between militaristic and pacifist. Does that actually mean you can do a playthrough where you're not conquering anyone?
So in theory, you could try and achieve your objective purely through diplomacy or research without fighting a single war. Yes. It's not easy to do though.
I like militaristic.
Okay, so we're
Yeah.
going to be militaristic.
Yeah, we're going to conquer.
You want it to be hard workers.
Yes.
So being a hard worker entails that your industry infrastructure develops a lot faster, which is a very good thing. We have to pick one of the negatives ones as well, also for the sake of keeping it balanced, but keeping it interesting for ourselves, so we can be xenophobes, which means that the other races won't particularly, or our relationship with them won't be very good. We can be very negativist, pessimistic.
So that's when you want to be salty, you use the negative trait.
Basically, yes, and it means that your people are not happy with you, so you have to work. Basically, your approval rating will go down as a result. How about the Gandhi-style race that will just nuke you into oblivion?
Well,
That would be brilliant. You could make them yourself. Yes, you can definitely. We have nuclear weapons, but we also have weapons that blow up entire planets. If you want to do that, sure. So we can be clumsy shipwrights, or internally unstable. I like this one myself. Being lonely. Basically means that other people don't like you.
no.
Just, you know.
Well, I like being salty.
Being salty. Okay,
so
we're gonna be.
negative is nature.
We're gonna be salty. We're gonna be the salty ice planet.
One of us wants to be xenophobic.
We can
Go-
we can do both even.
Oh, actually,
if you want.
one says go unstable. Actually, unstable might be interesting.
Yes. So what happens when you're unstable? You will get a prosperity penalty of 1, and your prosperity just means the general wealth of your society. The lower it is, the lower your approval, the less tax you get.
So
It's a bad thing. It makes the game quite a bit harder.
Ooh, so many choices.
So many choices.
So many choices. And what's the clumsy shipwrights one
Yes,
again?
so if you're a clumsy shipwright, basically your ships won't have as many hit points as your ships otherwise would have.
What if we combine unstable with the salty trait?
We can, yeah. Okay, so we are gonna be negativist, and we're gonna be unstable, and that frees up 3 points, so we could actually get rid of this one and use some more positive traits.
So if you choose a negative trait,
You free up a point for a positive one. It's the balancing mechanic. So we could have some positive ones as well, more of them. So we could be internally united. That will basically cover for the being internally unstable, which is a bit strange that you can pick both of them at the same time, I suppose.
yeah.
We can be survivors, which I think works nice with the setting.
And the technocratic one?
So being technocratic is, where did we have that? Right over here. So the research infrastructure is built a lot faster. So if you want to get your research up quickly, it's a good choice.
Yeah, I'd like that. I think that'd be great combined with the hard workers.
Okay.
And I think someone actually suggested it. Yes, Winter missed it.
All
Thanks,
right.
love.
And final one. Who do we want to go for? Being cultured, being diverse.
I suppose if we picked the farmers one, we'd have all output bases covered, but we'd probably be a bit like a communist race.
You could argue
Combined
that, I
with everything.
suppose. Get faithless, you're an ice. That makes sense, but we actually can pick a positive one. We have a point to spare, so it would make the game harder for us still.
Let's see. Loyal ally or charismatic.
Yeah, we can be charismatic. It will help us with diplomacy, I suppose. All right, go for charismatic.
Yeah, but that's actually interesting because you have charismatic and you also have great negotiator. So if you take both, you're like the super salesman.
Yeah, exactly. They stack. Okay, so we're gonna confirm.
Actually, I have an interesting question. Can you be militaristic and pacifist at the
Yeah,
same
so
time?
that's a good point. At the moment, I think you can, but it is a bit weird, which I was just pointing out by being both internally united and divided at the same time. That's something we might patch out. Then again, you know, this game is all about giving freedom to the player. So if he wants to be a very schizophrenic type of society, then I suppose you could. Next we have to choose some exclusive technologies. So this is another major list, and these are just some technologies. They come in later in game, and they will give you some late game bonuses. So for example, if you get Sacred Sciences, you get like a flat 5 research production. Master Shipwrights raises the hit points of every ship by 10%. So what type of technologies would you go for? You want to be more technology heavy, more production, more cultured?
Well, we're orbs.
We are orbs. That's a good point.
Probably on the sciencey side.
Sciencey side. We're going to be sciencey orbs. Okay.
Sciencey
we
orbs.
can do that. So we can learn the sacred sciences. We can also be leaders of the universe. That's a nice one. Bohemian laws. Let's do Bohemian laws. That's a nice one. Be popular.
What's holy ships?
Holy ships. That gives you another 10% on your ship hit points, and that stacks again with the master shipwriter. So that's creates some interesting combinations to make.
And what's political sciences? Oh, and we also have a science of deception.
Yes, science of deception is also mentioned here. Increases the influence growth by 30%. So influence is a very important resource in the game when it comes to being a diplomat, basically getting other factions or races to do stuff for you.
Oh,
So
I see.
that's a good one.
Actually, a suggestion. Let's see. We have ramming speed and science of deception. Where's ramming speed?
I don't think there is.
Oh, maybe you just meant with the
Yeah,
holy ships.
Exactly.
Yeah, science of deception.
Yeah.
Good one there, Falsler. Maybe you should join our stream. We can build a race together.
Alright, so that should be it. We've chosen 3 out of 3, and it means that we customize our own race right here, the
Nice.
ice orbs. So we're gonna hit confirm, and if we scroll now to the right, you can actually add multiple if you want, and even fight against your own creations if you like. We can see our race right here, the ice orbs. We got our banner, we got our specific traits, and we hit next. So next we can pick a background. There are a couple. You can also pick a random one.
Red for contrast.
Red for contrast. Red's always good. We're going to do a smaller galaxy size so we can meet some other races quickly. Of course, we're limited by time in this type of stream. Game difficulty comes with 4. Normal is a good start, unless for those of you who are completely new to strategy games, start on easy. It's probably the better start to start with one of the eras. Story events, late game events, there's stuff that don't really apply to us this early in, but there will be some specific events that drive your development and might give you some extra victory conditions. An amount of habitable planets, resources, we're all going to keep them normal for now. There is one nice little mode that was added since early access for those of you who are already fans of the game before. It's the total war mode, where basically everyone is at war with everyone all the time. If that's your fancy. So we're going to keep these by default, have some minor races in there, have some pirates, and have a scarcity of connected systems. But you can see already here as well, lots of customization. So here we have to pick exactly how we will start. We can start as an expedition ship, we can start with a single planet, or as a developed empire already, which is quite interesting. Blame me for pressing the right mouse button. And we can pick what enemies we want to fight against. So we can fight against the pre-made races, we can fight against our own, or we can add some randomly generated races, which makes a lot of sense.
why not?
Okay, so we're going to remove these, and we're going to add, I don't know, 3 of
Ooh.
these.
So it's a mystery.
It's a mystery. If you add pre-made races and you configure them yourself, actually I'm going to show that real quick, you can also set the AI playing style, so you can actually set that to match your own type of playing style or to counter it. Sorry, I'm going to remove them again. And with that we're going to start the game. I think we're going to start with a single home planet. That might be the easiest, or perhaps a small empire. Your pick.
I'd really like Advanced Empire.
Advanced.
Yeah.
That might be a bit too overwhelming.
Too
at this
overwhelming,
point.
I'm sure. Let's see. Most players will start with Homeland.
Probably yes, with a single planet.
Let's go.
All right. We'll do that. We can turn on and off different victory conditions. We're just gonna leave them on for now. If you want, though, you can turn off diplomatic victory or all the others, and it just means kill everyone, basically.
It just said rebuild the Scepter of Kai. That's a story quest?
That's one of the storylines that's in there, yes. So you will... Well, I don't want to spoil too much of it, but you will be able to find, if you explore the galaxy, some of these parts of the story, and that will guide you through building this and gaining victory through that. The other one is Researching Enlightenment, where you basically leave physical form and just become
An orb?
an orb, but with less ice. Okay, so what we have to do now is we have to pick our government, and the government consists of, or a council I should say, consists of 5 different orbs, and their traits influence specific bonuses or penalties for your race. So at this one we have to appoint a head of science. So who would we want for science? And generally you would be looking for the type of trait that boosts science. We don't have any at the moment. So at this point it doesn't really matter who we put there for the science bonus itself. But you still want someone who is perhaps good at talking to other people, or...
A team worker. Team player.
Exactly. So we could have, for example, the charismatic leader, who has a +1 to relations if council member, but if we make him head of foreign relations, he will actually have an additional bonus. So that's a nice little thing as well. I suppose let's get Danny here. He is a bit slow. He's not the brightest guy, but he's very loyal. Those are the best for government. We're gonna be, let's be honest.
Let's give him the opportunity.
Let's be honest. We're gonna be dictators. So we don't want. We want people that are loyal and do what we say.
That's true. That is correct.
Okay, so now we need a head of finances. Do we have anyone with specific finance traits? I don't think so. Military development. We have former tribe leaders, which is sounds dangerous. Right here. So if we appoint this particular guy, I'm not going to try and pronounce his name. We will have faster housing infrastructure by 10%.
Someone just asked a question, what is the fire symbol?
That's a very good question. That means someone is temperamental, so at some point they're going to have their own opinions and they're going to give you advice on what they think you should do, and if you don't do it and they're temperamental, they will get very unhappy and threaten to quit.
Yeah, no.
And you can have them quit if you want and just try and get a new council member, but they will get experience over time. So they're all level 1s right now, but once they're level 5s, you really don't want to get rid of them because you invested a lot of time in them.
I don't want them to have their own opinion. So no one
It's
with
a
the
very
fire
good start for leading your own empire. Right, so what do we have next? So the head of industry. So we want someone who's industrious. We don't even have someone who's very industrious now, do we?
I don't
Foreign
think
relations.
So. What's the green trait? The one with the with the board holding up? With the Dawn I has it? Yes.
Right. Yes, that's being an activist. So he's very good at decreasing unrest. He can relate to the common man.
Ice.
But we would have to make him head of internal affairs. That would be a better position
Oh, there's
for
also
him.
internal affairs.
Yes.
Let's put him in there.
So we could have pretty much anyone, I think. Head of foreign relations. We're gonna have the other guy for foreign relations, so we could pick this one. That's a safe choice. So now the head of internal affairs. So here we can put the activist, though he is also a xenophobe, but...
I mean, you can't be xenophobic against your own people, though.
No.
So...
Exactly. And next we need the head of foreign relations. So we can choose the charismatic leader, right here. That might be the best one. Or we could have the former tribe leader, which has great relations with minor nations and races.
But he is temperamental.
He is temperamental and he is militaristic. He loves war. And he becomes happy by war.
No, let's not put a war lover in head of foreign relations.
Okay, so
It works.
we're gonna select Kamarki, but he is a bit nervous. So if our prosperity gets negative, he doesn't like it. That's a trade-off.
That's a trade-off. I mean,
So our civilization can only progress once we research new technology. So we're going to start with that. I'm going to pause the game real quick. So technology, you have a huge tree. You can go, you start in the middle, you go left and right, and it's based on 3 different categories. So we have military, we have economy, and we have sciences, broadly speaking. Where do we start? It's usually a good place to get some better weapons to start with,
oh yeah.
especially shield technology. So let's do with that. Later on we get to see some of the projects and artifacts we can interact with, but at the moment there's nothing for us to do. And having done that, we jump into our game. So we have our system right here, our home planet, and it is a lovely planet. It is not an ice planet though, it's a desert one, so we need to find an ice planet. Yes, that's unfortunate. That's why we want to move. And first thing we have to do is appoint a governor. And this particular guy is a great governor because he's a former celebrity and he attracts a lot of tourists.
Yeah. So it's a bit like Arnold
He
Schwarzenegger.
is unpopular though.
Oh.
So he is a bit like Arnold Schwarzenegger, I suppose. He is very popular and tourists love him, but the local population...
So it's a trade-off.
It is
Who
a
do we
trade-off.
love more?
We can also pick some of the other guys, like Alon. He's also temperamental, but he's a great farmer. So our food production will go up quickly.
But Kamarki is also a farmer, and
Kamarki
he's not
is also a
temperamental.
farmer, but he's also unpopular. Nobody is as perfect as you are, my great dictator, but...
Okay, and what's the alien trait? Isn't that xenophobic? The one entirely like Kani. Oh, former tribe leader.
Yes. That doesn't really do anything as a governor. And he is a new governor. So I would go with the tourist, regardless. Well, your approval is already pretty low. I wouldn't go with the tourist. I would go with Alan.
With farmer guy.
Yeah, farmer boy. All right.
Let's hope he doesn't stage a coup.
Okay, and then we can invest into developing this particular colony. What we can also do, if you're starting out with the game, what we advise you to do is auto-manage. So you let the governor take care of the colony for you, and you just tell it broadly what you want him to focus on. Just balance, research, farming, economy, or industry. So our farming and our industry are already maxed out at this point. Research, exactly.
We got a question from Sinistrin. If you start with a predisposition for a planet type, why would you not start on that planet type?
Well, that's quite an interesting point, I suppose. In this case, it is randomized. That's the best thing I can say. So if you play some of the eras, you will find you're starting at a certain planet type. But you could also, it still modifies how you interact with the specific planets. So it doesn't render it useless. But it's randomized at the moment. It might be an interesting option to add though, to make that fixed. I'm not sure how easy that will be to add into the game.
Well, we can now make it our personal quest to conquer all ice planets.
Yes, exactly. We have another desert planet close by. That will be the first one we have to go. But we're going to find ice planets. So we start off with a scout, so I suppose we start scouting a bit, and I'm gonna unpause the game, and I'm just gonna show you guys all the
Bye,
zoom
Mashup
feature.
Man. Thank you for joining us.
Cheers.
Cheers, love.
So we can zoom out and get the strategic overview, and we can zoom in right all the way and go into full detail and get up close into the to the action. So we send out our scout. He's gonna start scouting new planets for us. We can even automate it if we don't want to do it ourselves. And now we need to start building some stuff on our colony. So one of the things is we have a very nice planet right here. It is desert, but it still has very good living conditions. Though it has some dangerous fauna, so people are gonna be scared of the spiders there. Essentially, but still it might be worthwhile colonizing. So let's build a colony ship, and that's gonna take a couple of weeks.
Oh, well, we're still paused, so...
We're not.
Oh?
No, we're moving.
Sorry, my mistake.
No worries. And actually our ship, I want to scout the systems close by first. So yes, that's actually a good point. We can influence the speed at which a game is flowing. We can speed it up significantly. We can slow it down to almost a crawl, which is very good if you're micromanaging your ships in battle. And we can pause it altogether and still give all the orders we want, and just if we want to have more like a turn-based feel to the game. Will we be designing our ships? Yes, we will be, Winter Mist. That's an excellent question. Once we have some of the new technologies, it's going to be worthwhile to start designing them, and we will be doing so. So we're going to scout a bit more. We have our first colony ship being made, and another planet found that we can colonize. And it's a desert planet.
No way.
Lots of desert planets in this area.
Oh god.
And we found an anomaly here. We need to send a survey ship right there to scout it out. Let's go back. And we're going to shape our empire. So our colony ship is complete. It's a bigger ship than the scout. We can see it right here. Let me just slow it down a bit. And it has a colonization module, so it's carrying 10,000 civilians. And we're going to send them to the other ship to start colonizing.
Question regarding the turn-based system. And some super being drank all the water. I'm actually thinking that's what's happening. And that's the big bad we have to fight somewhere in the story.
Yeah, we live on water, which is why our planet is a desert now.
Oh, it's actually our fault. We turned the planet into a desert, and now we're scouting for another ice planet.
But all for our glorious leader, of course.
Right, comrade.
So regarding the turn-based question, yes, it is a real-time game, but some of the people prefer like a turn-based type of experience, in which case you can do that by just pausing the game and giving your orders and taking your time and not feel the hurry of the real-time aspect of the game. So we have some visitors right here. We have Nyani Kusa, who's a mercenary, and we have a traveler. Hello, welcome traveler. And they're not interacting with us right now. I think they deem us too insignificant at this point.
Let's shoot down the mercenaries.
They're a lot stronger than we are.
But I want to fight.
They are a lot stronger.
You gotta show me some combat.
There will be combat. Well, we need to. I would advise you to get your tech levels up first. All right. So let's produce another colony ship and a survey ship for the anomaly we found. And more ships right here. How interesting. Space is crowded.
Yeah.
So we're playing on a small map right here, which is why it feels a bit more crowded than it otherwise would be. The map can go significantly bigger with up to, I don't know, I think close to 400 star systems.
Jeez.
In which case there's going to be less of a chance you will find some of these random people. So we are colonizing right here. It takes some time to set up a colony. So we're at 29-30%. And once that's done, it's still going to be a weak colony. It's not going to be a full-fledged society. We still need to invest heavily into it to keep it, to sustain it, and to grow it. It won't be able to produce its own spaceships, for example.
Oh. Invest in your colonies.
So let's speed up a bit more. There we go.
Please tell me those are ice planets.
A gas planet and another gas planet.
Ice.
So no. And the Tarki clan has a message.
Greetings.
They have an offer for us. We can prevent misfortunes from happening in your systems. For a fee, of course. Do we want to prevent misfortunes from happening in our systems? It costs us 200 credits. Space credits.
No, I don't want some mercs protecting us.
Alright, so we're gonna ignore them.
Yes. Well, we warned you.
And
hello to you too.
we made some new friends. Greeting ice orbs. In the name of my people, I hope we can coexist peacefully. And maybe even able to help each other.
Yes.
Okay, that's a reasonable start from the Oran Commonwealth. So this is one of these randomly generated factions that we just made. So this is what the AI does by itself, if we set it to. And we met the Sonata. And they're also pleased to meet us.
Well, nice to meet you too. Let's see, we got a question here from Fossler. Will there be end of the world events, for example, meteor crashing into colonized planets? Or space Mongolian horde invasion?
Not literally Mongolians, but yes to both. There are going to be meteors that are going to try that are on course to crash into a planet. And it's actually up to you to divert their course if you want to. If you don't, it will crash into your planet and you will lose it. Additionally, later on you will have a special weapon that is able to just destroy planets altogether. As for the horde invasion, not the Mongolians, but if you turn on late game events, there will be another race that might come back and bring a very strong military with it. And that will offer you the late game challenge.
Exciting.
So our ships are moving. I sent our survey ship to scout the space anomaly right here. And these things, we don't know what they do. So we need to send a ship to investigate, and then it will tell us what type of bonus or not it might give us, and we can exploit it. They can be very worthwhile to search out. Let's get another scout up. And so we have our second planet right here, so we have to appoint another governor. And I would not take anyone with the popularity issue because of the bad fauna. People are already not happy. So it's best to go for the temperamental guy, even though he doesn't bring anything
good
particular
to the table.
No. He might later on though, because every time someone gains a level, he either loses a bad trait or gains a new good one.
So we can make them loyal, or at least hope they become loyal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
And a question again. So, what classes of ships are available in the game, and what's the biggest one we can build? So, the biggest one is actually not a ship, but a space station, like a defense satellite. But we also have we have small ships, frigates, capital ships, and Titans. Titans. We have Titans, though you cannot build them straight away. You need to unlock some technology for it. Okay, so let's get some weapons up, and then we can start designing our own ships and start shooting stuff. Some more scouting going on, and let's speed up the game a bit.
Yeah, I want to blast some stuff.
Yeah, so we have one of our neighbors very close, so they could be an interesting target. They already built a defensive satellite. So that might be interesting. We will need a good number of ships to deal with them.
We have made contact with the Goni clan.
Yes, so I mean, aside from the main races that we're encountering, we're also going to find pirates, minor races, clans, all kinds of stuff. What do we have here? Another desert.
Oh, ice planet.
It's an ice planet, but it doesn't have good living conditions.
It has awful living conditions.
That's a shame. So if planets have bad living conditions, they are off the table initially, but with certain technologies, you might be able to still be able to live there or to change the character. of the town. So this one, if we study it, generates 1 additional research point. Considering we have 2 right now, that is a significant addition. So let's do that. And we have some bad news as well, because one of our colonies has failed. So we sent out colonists to Pleoms 5, and we did not survive due to the very tough environment conditions.
Oh, that's a shame.
So we would need to send another colony ship. But at this point we might decide to invest our money into warships.
Yes. I think the crowd's also ready from some combat.
Yeah, exactly.
gameplay.
So we're gonna speed up the game and wait till our new technology is done. Then we're gonna design some ships, and we're gonna take them to war. Of course, later in game you'll have many more design options, because as you play through the game, as you go along, you will unlock a lot of new ships or ships weapon systems, and also some special abilities you can use. And the Oran have a proposal for us. We offer them 3 influence, and they offer shielded command centers with us. It's not a very good technology, and we don't actually have 3 influence, so we're gonna have to decline.
And the ultimatum? Is there any ultimatum?
There is no ultimatum.
Oh.
That's one of the things, because we don't have a valid reason to go to war. We will take a penalty to our international relations. Declaring war without a reason is somewhat frowned upon.
Unfortunately.
We found a satellite, so this is one of these things you can send survey ships to discover what happens to the satellite. You might unlock some new technology from it. That's all this type of stuff that is happening, and that you can pursue should you want to. Alright, 1 week for the space thermal blasters. We might actually be able to hire a mercenary if we're strong enough. So in the meantime, our scouts are just discovering the world by themselves. What do we have here? The Goni clan is smuggling drugs. Approval decreases by 8%. Okay, this is bad. Our approval is very low, and that can cause revolts and rebellions. And meanwhile, the Sonada clan declare their friendship to us. They want to be our friends. May it last for centuries.
Oh, that's nice.
Perhaps 2 more weeks. How about super weapons? Yes, we have some super weapons. Like I said, you will be able to... they're very experimental, though, to either blow up planets, do significant damage to a large number of ships. All the good stuff, really.
Yeah, but not Voltron, as assembling Voltron takes like an hour or so.
Yeah. Right, so 1 week. Let's speed it up again. There we go, and our influence has increased. So now we're going to go into design mode. So we're going to go to ship designs. We're going to create our own design. So we have the light, the heavy, the capital, and the station, and the Titan, which we have yet to unlock. So what type of ships do we want to go for?
Do we want to start conquering?
I think we do.
Capital, I'd say?
Capital ships, we're going to go for capital ships. So we can add weapons, defenses, engines, and modules to it. We're going to start with an engine. We only have 1 engine. There is not a lot of choice there at this point. We need to research a lot more to get better engines. We need some defenses up, so we got the power barrier, which is a major step up from the original light shield that we had before. So we can get some of these. And they have an additional defense against missile weapons, which is quite nice as well. And we need to add some weapons. So we have the thermal blaster, which is a major step up again from the earlier weapons. So it's like a tier 2 weapon, and has a 25% chance of disabling engines or weapons of the target, which is also very good because either they cannot run away or they won't be able to shoot back. Either is fine with us. One thing you will notice on the bottom left is the tonnage. So a capital ships can carry 90 ton worth of modules, We're currently using 66, so we can add some more. So it's up to you if you want to add more weapons or more shields. Or perhaps a special module, like a self-repair unit or a shield charger.
Oh, self-repair.
All right.
Can we add more? Or
Oh, a little bit, yes.
I think I saw an extra shield or a shield generator on their modules.
We got the extra shield charger. Can we fit that in? We can fit that in. There we go. So, and now all that is left to do for you is to pick a name for your new ship. Or for your ship class, I should say.
Let's see. Ice Dominators.
Alright. Well, they aren't tons by our standard. No. They're a bit bigger. Okay.
Anything we can add? I mean, we got still 4 ton left. So.
There is nothing less than 5, I think.
Ah.
So I don't think we can add anything more.
Unfortunate.
But this seems like a pretty decent design. So let's confirm. And so the Ice Dominators, it costs us a fair bit of money to build, 410. But it's probably going to be worth it. So let's head over to our planet and start building some of these.
Let's go.
In addition, we're going to queue up some more technologies. Let's get some more farming, because I think we are low on food. We don't have a negative food yet, so we still have sufficient, but as soon as our population grows further, we will go into the negative, and that will give us again a hit to our that might be why. A hit to our approval.
One question, how big is the research tree?
Yes, so let's have another quick look at that then, while I we don't really care about these.
No, that's one of our counselors. Is he
He's
the
under
temperamental
suspicion.
guy?
He is under suspicion for being corrupt, so we need to launch an investigation.
Oh.
So that's actually something we can do as well from here. So we got the tree right here, so there are some question marks, and it goes a bit further on both ends. And we have these different categories as well. So there are quite a number of technologies, though it's not insanely huge. You will be able to remember what most of the technologies actually do.
Let's see, is it shadowed in future text, or you can see all? No, you can see all. So some are in, well, surprise. So yeah, there's our surprises in research. Oh, they love it. That's so nice.
Right, so I'm going to queue up the investigation of the council member and also the investigation of the satellite we found earlier, while we speed up the game and wait for ships to be built. Because we're fairly early in game, still building a fleet takes some time. 4X games are generally known for being
on the slow side.
On the slower side, yes, definitely. We do need to do something about this approval rating, though. Hang on. Let's lower the taxes.
That works?
That works.
No to the Dutch government.
And let's see, pleased to meet you, Ice Orbs. Well, I don't really care about you. Research complete, that's fine. I queued up multiple, so they will continue with the next technology. And our first ship is complete right here.
Yes.
So here we can see it in action. And we can see it has three lasers. We have some abilities, and I'm going to turn on the option to automatically use the abilities. We can micromanage it or let the AI take care of it for us. Do we want the protection of the Goni clan? I don't think so. We're building our own fleet right now.
No, I mean, what's this? First they were like, hey, friendship, and now, well, we warned you.
Well, these are different guys.
Oh.
Well, they look the same. Same race, different.
Ah.
Yep.
Oh, the Goni clan were the drug smugglers.
Yep.
They're the mafia.
Also, yes,
they're the space mafia.
They don't have a monopoly on it, though. They're multiple mafias there. We're being studied.
Space sopranos.
Research. And there's a political storm brewing.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we have a lot of internal problems. So do we let the law officials handle it and take the hit to prosperity, where we already have -1? Do we cover it up? Which costs us 2 influence, but we can do that. Or do we expel him?
Can we execute him?
We can expel him.
Let's expel him.
Okay, we're gonna expel him. And he fled the Empire.
No, that's someone else.
Someone else?
Yeah, that was
Alright.
in the choice.
Minor race located. So we located some of the minor races. We can claim to protect one of them actually. They might give us some nice gifts. And we found a nice space creature here. Look at that. We can kill it and study it later on.
I didn't expect it.
Alright, let's interact with these guys and claim their protection. There we go. Hopefully they will grow to like us.
We can convince people to join our empire.
We can if we have enough influence, which we have not. We have a approval rating of 25, which is really, really low.
Let's see, we have a question from Atlas. MP in future, please. I think that's a 4X term.
MP is multiplayer. And we are not gonna be having that any time. Well, it's not planned at the moment. We're not gonna never say never, of course, but it's not in the plans currently. This has really been focused as a single player only game, which is why we made the eras, which are like the specific missions you can play, and some of the features also making it pausable doesn't work in multiplayer, so you'd have to change the gameplay a bit to it, which
So you'd have to change the fundamentals of the game to make it multiplayer.
some of it, yes. This really has been tailor-made as a single player experience.
Alright. So that's the why. Oh, thank you Bipolar for fun. I like you as well. Thank you for joining our stream. Let's see. You have a future plan webpage, Atlas X?
So I think the developer is gonna be, which actually I should have mentioned this much earlier. This game is developed by Grey Wolf Entertainment. It's by Mike. He's known on the forums, Grey Wolf. So if you head to the Steam forums, there will be right now or very soon a plan or a post with future plans. And we're also, you know, happy with any suggestions. So this game has gone through early access where many people have suggested their own features, and a lot of them have made it into the game. And that's, even though we have the official release right now, we don't want to stop supporting it or pushing updates. So if you have ideas, we'd love to hear them.
Yes.
So we have some more coming in. Can we hire some of these guys? Let's see. So we can see some characters right here, and there are a couple of mercenaries, like Taro, which was the guy who was in our. He was not a mercenary. I do want one of the mercenaries though. If we're going to war, we might as well hire some.
Let's do it.
So let's hire him. There he is. Ooh,
Can I get an
very,
army?
very far away.
Can I get like an army of mercenaries?
They are very expensive. So
Like, become super rich, hire mercenaries.
we're trying to rush things here, and we're being attacked by the space creature again.
Oy.
Yeah, we fled. Minor race us as a favor if we can kill one of these abominations.
They consider me to be as evil as mythical and want us to destroy it. Oh, they will join our empire! Yes. Yes.
I don't know. Iprith 1. Let's see where that is.
The minor race asks a favor.
Right, there we go. Yeah, that's far away.
Yeah, but they still want to join our empire.
they do, but I don't know how to get there. The Oren has a proposal for us. No, we don't have that.
Oh, nuclear torpedoes though.
They declare their friendship.
Oh, that's nice.
We want to kill them.
That is true. Maybe we could subjugate them.
We could try. Yeah, let's be generous to them.
Fine.
Right.
Fine.
Let's see. So here we can see them. We're not at war, so we're just knocking on the door. So we're just cruising, but we can see that they have quite a large fleet already. We can see a number of ships, though they are not as strong or sophisticated as ours. So we could potentially declare them war.
Shall we just, I mean, we still got 10 minutes left. Shall we just declare them war?
Yeah, let's do
show
that.
The viewers some
let's
combats?
go in and let's see some combats. I didn't know we were... Time flies.
Oh, Athelis has more questions, I see. Please. Carriers and different ship sizes, specialization, planet, system shields, and interdiction areas.
There are a lot of questions in a single thing. So the interdiction area generally is the solar system itself. You can set them to passive or active, which makes them either attack or defend. And in the future, yes, we definitely wanna. I mean, this is a game that's built for stuff like DLCs, post-release updates, stuff like that. So we do want to expand on many of these things you are mentioning. In what exact type of form, we cannot say yet. Also because we're not fully decided ourselves. We want to listen to what the community thinks and feels about that.
Yes, let's go.
So we are gonna declare war. We're at war now, and immediately they are responding. And one thing I should have done, I need to slow down again, and I need to set our ships to automatically use their repair and shield abilities. And let's zoom in right here. So here you can see the ships firing. Obviously we have all the basic weapons at the moment. There are no real fancy modules or modifiers, so it is pretty standard at this point. We are doing some good damage. So first taking out the shields, then taking out the hit points. What you can also see is there is a rank associated to every ship, so once a ship gets some kills it will gain more experience and it will become stronger.
Oh, and we actually gained a trait?
We gained the Warmonger trait because we just went to war without actually having a valid reason or casus belli. You could circumvent that if you want to declare war. If you have enough influence you can fabricate one of those. But that's that takes quite a bit of time. Let's see, we almost got the first one knocked out. And it has fried engines, I think. There we go, that's one. On to the next. And here we can see the shield ability has been used to replenish the shield. And here as well, nonetheless still they keep taking a fair bit of damage. Here, let's see if we manage to fry any of the engines. I don't think we did. But we are doing a fair bit of damage. We have some unrest on our home planets, but you know, there's nothing we can do about that now. We need to win the war. I think one of our ships might have been completed in the meantime. Did we 1 week before the next one comes in?
Oh, it's too bad.
So we can speed it up a bit. So we're gaining some damage. They broke through our shields right here. So we might need to retreat that guy. Since he popped both his abilities, so they're both on cooldown. So we can see if we can get him out of there. Though, having said that, they are faster than we are because they have the smaller ships. So we probably wouldn't be able to escape. Lots of choices as always.
War is never easy.
Right, so...
Bye Bipolar Fan, thanks for joining our stream.
Thanks for joining us. Yes, if you want more information, of course this is... I'm going to let this battle play out, but in the meantime, if you want more information on the game, we have done a couple of more streams in the past, so you can check our YouTube channel or check our channel right here. Head over to the Steam forums, where we love to answer more of your questions, and also in more detail than we can do here. And try out the game if you like what you see right here.
Maybe one final question?
Yeah.
Atlas, can you move them now, and will another position do anything for damages?
Right, so we can move them, but we don't have different damage model based on where they're being hit, for example. We do have an evasion mechanic in, so based on the accuracy of the weapon and the evasion rating of the ship, some of the fire might move. And we do have these, I mean, this particular ship, for example, is on fire right now, so it's getting a lot of damage over time. But the tactical positioning for these small ships, or for these small armies, if you have big armies with different ranges, tactical positioning makes sense. For example, this guy right here, he is safe from our fire while he's firing at us with his artillery. But for our current fleet, tactical positioning doesn't really make a hell of a lot of a difference at this point.
War never changes. Also doesn't change when you're in space, apparently.
No, it doesn't.
Take notes, future.
And you can still catch
civilizations.
fire, which is unfortunate. So
That is
we're about to
unfortunate.
lose our ship. Is the
Can you
replacement done?
actually, I mean, you can get on fire. Can your civilization also can get diseases or stuff like that? Natural disasters?
Yes, so there are a lot of random events. Ouch, there goes one of our ships.
Oh,
In game, that could be diseases that you need to cure. It could be the asteroid we mentioned that come and hit us. There could be terrorist attacks or bombs.
No.
There is a lot of stuff that can happen. Species could go extinct. Like, and you know you can spend some money to invest in habitats for them.
Oh, that's nice.
If you don't, your population
cute.
won't like you as much because you let natural creatures die out.
Fair enough.
And of course, we saw the big companies that get into trouble that you might need to bail out.
Yeah.
So, and if you don't do that, you get another hit to approval. And if you do it, you might also get a hit to approval because some of your population doesn't like it if you spend their money to bail out corporations. I don't know why.
Yeah, no idea why. I thought it.
So we're going to speed this up a bit again because while we did lose one of our ships, they also lost a fair bit of theirs. So
I think we're doing
combat,
better than them, though.
goes down, but they still have some defensive satellite that we need to punch through as well, and that has a lot of firepower to it.
Oh, bye, Winter Mist. Thank you Thank you for joining us.
So we're now targeting the pesky artillery that has been firing at us from the safe distance.
Yes,
Should be able
exterminate them.
to take that out quickly.
Those are the really small ships, right?
These are the smallest out there. So they carry few weapons, few shields. So we should outclass them quite a bit. Almost down. But it's really the additional modules that you put on there that save these ships. Otherwise, they would have been dead and gone long ago. So I'm going to set them to a passive stance because I want them to regenerate their shields before they go into and try and attack the gladiator station. And can we get our final ship in there? Ah, our mercenary decided to show up. Thank you, just in time. He is really, really strong. So if we can see, he has 1, 2, 5 missiles with 22 damage. And if we look at the station, it actually has 5 missiles, but with 5 damage each. So it could basically outgun this huge defense station by itself.
Nice.
So it should have come here a lot sooner.
Yeah.
Or we should have waited for it before they start the war, but
Yeah, a minor
you know,
detail.
we're dictators, we don't do that. We don't wait.
We don't wait, we dictate.
So,
Bum.
but this is a good moment to start killing. Ooh, and they, in the meantime, are building new ships. But that's okay, we can deal with those. And a minor race is sending us a gift. How
Oh.
nice, 600. We can use that money. But our prosperity has decreased further.
Yes, well.
Alright, let's take out this station. And we can see that the mercenary ship also has a very different architecture from ours. You can clearly see it's made in a different place. And it has a very superior range as well, compared to our own ships.
Nice.
And we are taking down the station. Caught fire, actually. So it is gonna get damage over time, and quite a lot of it. And our shields are holding, thanks to the shield ability. And we can kill the mining ship, which is here being idle. And we can start to invade the colony. And I think that's going to be where we leave it. You can see shuttles going in. We can see explosions on the planet indicating combat. It is going to take a significant amount of time though. So that's going to be it for now, I think. We're running out of time rapidly. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for joining me for the first time.
And thank you for letting me join.
In the meantime, like I said, if you have any more questions, drop on by the forums, get more information on the game by clicking the banner below, and we'll be back very soon with another stream.
Sounds good.
Thank you all for watching. See you next time.
Thank you for watching. Bye, guys.